Clerk, Honorable Minister, Honorable Minister, the Chief Whips, Representative, all the honorable members present, the mourners, the relatives, the families, the sons and daughters of the late Honorable Ismail, the colleagues from the church, the Seventh-day Adventists. I'm moved this morning and almost left speechless. And having heard all the speeches, moving speeches from the family members, the son and the daughter, the community leader, and truly death has robbed us again of our dear colleague. A father, uncle, and a leader in this country. We have heard his legacy stretching back to the time of liberation for independence. He joined his colleagues in the struggle. As you know, during the struggle, Southern Sudan was split into the Eastern Bank and the Western Bank. The Eastern Bank is stretching from Eastern Equatoria all the way to Upper Nile. And the Western Bank stretching from Kajokeji, Kaya, all the way to Paragazan. These were gateways. The SPLM concentrated its activities along these banks. If you were in Kenya, you enter through Loki, Nadapal, Kafoita. You move anywhere in Eastern Equatoria. Of course, the enemy had remained in Torit and Kafoita has been also exchanging hands. But likely where our citizens were, you can move freely during daytime, during night. In Kaya, in Kajokeji, the enemy was in Rojo. Ye fell. Kaya fell. All these areas in Western Equatoria. If you were there, you move at night, you move during day. Why? Because they were leaders in the struggle from these areas, who could talk to their communities, who could mobilize recruits and food. In those days, there was what they call kasha, where the youth would be talked to so that they can participate in the struggle. And they did. It's because of leaders such as Honorable Ismail Mitchell and many others. Today we have lost Ismail. We have described him as we did with all the legacy. I want to join the voice who say the legacy of Honorable Ismail should not die. The leadership of his party, in consultation with his constituency and the family, to ensure that the legacy of Ismail, Honorable Ismail, of Comrade Ismail, Brigadier General Ismail, should not die. Because his legacy has inspired many in Oyet County. Oyet County has been the host of the movement since its fall. Most of the commanders were there. They were living there. Amidst the bombardment by the enemy, Oyet County fed the movement, hosted the movement. Places training grounds like Morota, which train many SPLA cadres, officers, soldiers, to not be forgotten. Morota has been the training ground. The Ministry of Defense and the SSPDF leadership and the honorable members coming from these constituencies should be engaged to see that Morota training ground should be built as a military college which can train the SSPDF. If it was training the SPLA in those days, when we had no money, we had no food, we We had no logistics. What about now, when we are an independent country, as a result of the soldiers who graduated from these fields? In schools like Loka, secondary, a famous secondary school, who trained many leaders. Such schools, Honorable Advisor, since the governor is not here, schools like Loka should be the program of the state government engaging with the national government, so that we don't lose our history. I'm happy the Minister of Forest Environment is here. Yei had many forests, reserves, artificial forests. I remember in those days we could go to Kerbulu. You find acres and acres, kilometers of thick trees. Even around Yei was forested. And at some point, it helped the leadership of the movement in those days, because the thick were already ready for harvest. I'm happy that I read somewhere, I don't know, in the budget, that there was allocation for Kerbulu forest rehabilitation. There was such allocation. All these forest reserves should be well preserved and rehabilitated. Yei had an agricultural school. In those days, it was taken over by Kalifu Kwayesu. I don't know whether it is now rehabilitated. If it is rehabilitated, well and good. But it needs operational budget. It has to be budgeted for so that it can grow even into a university. The roads, normally when we talk about roads, some people tend to forget that among the food baskets areas in South Sudan is Yei River County, Greater Yei, including Kajukeji, Morobo. They have unique climate, tropical climate. They can grow most of the commercial and non-commercial crops. So the connection of Yei River County or Greater Yei County to Juba is paramount if we want to stabilize the prices of food in our markets in Juba. Moreover, the roads from Kaya to Morobo to Yei, Tore, Meridi, Yambio, and that which also branch to Mundri, and it goes to Rumbek, Bargazal, and you go to Western Bargazal, even through Tumbura. These are major roads that should be in the program of the government. because you have the bulk of the country population settled along these areas, in productive areas. So the government should consider this. Honorable members and dear mourners, it is true that some of you express your worries that all of us are not doing well, we are sick, and so on. Who are the leaders of this country? We are the one. You don't look anywhere. The leaders of this country are in parliament, they're in the executive. In the executive, they have their own hierarchy. In parliament also, we have our own hierarchy. But all together, we are the government of the day. Somebody once said, I think George Lloyd in the UK, that the parliament has all the powers except to change man into a woman. Honorable members who are in this house, are you utilizing your powers to decide for this country and to decide for yourself? You serve this country in your capacity as a member of parliament. There is no father or head of a family who will admit to his children that from here onward there is now no food. Because the family will scatter. Everybody will begin thinking for himself or herself. So as leaders, we have problems before us, we also have solutions before us. Don't forget, you have the powers to summon anybody in this country except the president. If the solution is not here with you, it lies in another office, and somebody is sitting in that office, you have the power to summon him or her to appear before you and you question. Where has this power gone? You can resolve anything in the house, it will result into a summon, and the person will appear before you with the answers. We want the ministries to deliver. Whoever is appointed in the office must deliver. If they cannot deliver, you have the powers, the Constitution also gives you powers to deal with it, so that the country can move. We have mouth to feed in this country. We have education to render. We have health to render in this country. I don't buy into any sentiments of desperation, because we have all the powers at our disposal. And this is to the mourners, that we are here representing you. Honorable Mukhtar was representing you. And the powers that I've just talked about, he had those powers. And whoever will come and replace him also has those powers. So this is what I wanted to say. I know now he's gone. I don't know when he has received his last salary. Or his emolument. The family, the parliament is indebted to the fallen honorable. He has his benefits here, his salaries, and other emoluments. Don't now say Honorable Mukhtar is gone. You are not coming to the parliament. You have the family. The son is here, the daughters. You can come and meet the clerk. You meet the speaker. And the clerk should also work on all the gratuities and all the arrears and keep it in the record. And anything that comes in his name as arrears has to be paid duly to the family members. We are now in festive season. I would like to reiterate this call. A call we made during the budget, that the Minister of Finance is under obligation to pay the salaries of civil servants, military, and members of organized forces. They should also pay the salaries and emoluments of the constitutional post holders. Saying no money is not an excuse. As I said earlier, there is no father who will admit in front of his kids that now we are good to die. No. So the rhetoric of saying no money is not an excuse. We must look for money by all available means, which we know. When the government continues to sustain itself through the limited oil revenue from the Nile blend, we have the reports. We had the reports here last sitting, when the Minister of Finance was here and the Minister of Petroleum was here, and the head of Revenue Authority also was here. So we expect that oil to flow, because we have not been informed that it has stopped. In the non-oil revenue, the changes in the leadership of the National Revenue Authority should not affect the projection and the plan that was done or made during the budget. We are bound to the budget because it is now an act. It has been signed by the President. So the projection per month And the projection per year must stand as it is. Nobody should play with it, and we shall follow through with the relevant institutions to ensure that the budget is effective. So, honorable members and distinguished mourners, this would be the end of my remarks in this very sad day when we see off the remains of Honorable Ismail Matthews Mukhtar. And with this I revert the program to the clerk.